channel. We are doing something a little bit different today. I'm here to myth bust because keto is getting a lot of traction and I just feel very passionately about this. So when anything becomes a fad diet, it has a lot of gimmicks, like a lot of gimmicks. And there's a lot of products that come out that aren't necessary, a lot of things that are really expensive, and I feel like you, the consumer, are being screwed. And it makes me so angry because you finally made the decision to do something that can completely change your life and make your life so much better, and you've put forth the effort. You're going to do it for a month the way that these people are saying to do it, and it's going to backfire, and you're going to quit, and you're never going to try it again, and you're going to think that it's another fad diet, that it's not going to work for you, and that you're going to be obese, or you're going to have anxiety, or you're going to have ulcerative colitis, you're going to have whatever it is that brought you to keto for the rest of your life, and it's not true. And so I'm just in my kitchen making my Mediterranean pasta because everything was about to go bad. I mean, these tomatoes are looking a little scary. And I just was going to talk to you while I cooked because in my head I was starting to rant about all this just because it makes me so angry, because I kind of have found that being on social media a lot has been really unhealthy for me. I do a lot of comparisons between my life and the life of others, and I forget to be grateful for all the awesome things that I have. And I've also found that a lot of the times I have really great content to add, but because I don't have my hair or my makeup done, or I'm not like dressed cute, I won't like record a video. So right now I have no makeup on. I still have my hair in my pineapple because I'm doing the curly girl method. I haven't showered. I still have like eye boogies. I don't know what your parents called those. Those little things you get, you know, the crusties. Comment below with what you called those as a kid because that would be hilarious to me. So, anyways, and it's not that these things aren't bad. There's a lot of products that are coming out that are good. And one of the things that I'm coming across over and over again with clients and with people is that you want things that are convenient because your lifestyle is not conducive to actually sitting down and like cooking a meal. I have in the past been completely unresponsive to that and been like, just sacrifice everything in your life to cook for your health, because that's what I did. And I realized that that's kind of not fair. Like, I love to cook, and you might hate cooking, and you might not want to do it. So if you can go to the store and you can pick up some zoodles that are already created, and you can pick up some stuff that's already chopped and take that home, you know, that's huge. So my goal ultimately is to figure out a way to make this as convenient as possible for you and to come out with some products that can serve your highest purpose so that you can have the lifestyle you want to have and you're not going to be suffering from all of these other people. So we're going to be talking about myth busting and stuff. I got to go put these over there in the oven. I like to chop it here. Like, this is the leftover chunks from the zoodler that don't fit in, and I like to make everything that I have really, really hearty. If you've watched any of my other videos, like my chilies are really full, my soups are really full, my salads are mostly toppings, not really lettuce, stuff like that. So this is going to go with the garlic over there. A hot plate so you can actually watch while I cook things. But I wanted to show you how I did this. Some avocado oil. This is a really small one from like your local grocery store, but I get the really large ones from Costco. I have come across that not everybody has a Costco membership. I'm addicted to them. They support organic farmers. They have a lot of amazing products that are going to be great for keto, going to be great for veganism. They're going to be great for just about everything. So I'm actually going to create a pantry list and have it in the description box below so that if you are new to starting keto and you don't know what you should be eating, and honestly, like for me personally, I think keto is for everybody. I don't think there's anybody that it won't help or do well for, because it's eliminating the foods that have been genetically modified in our industry, and you're eating real foods again. But you don't have to live a deprived life, I promise. So anyways, I'm just going to drizzle that on the chunks of the leftover zucchini noodles so that when we have our shrimp Mediterranean pasta that we're going to be eating tonight, it's going to have like a lot of chunks in it, which that doesn't sound appetizing, but I swear it's really good. The first myth that I want to debunk, or one of the things I want to address first, is a lot of the veggie chips and the gluten-free pastas and a lot of the dried goods that come out as healthy alternatives for people who are going gluten-free or paleo, or, you know, there's a lot of different variations for low carb and for sugar-free. And what I want to address is that it may say that it's made of, like let's say on a box it says it's made of zucchini. Well, when you turn over the box and you look at the ingredients list, there's going to be brown rice or tapioca starch or potato starch or rice flour or soybean something as the first ingredient. The way the ingredients are labeled on the back of packages is that they are the most used ingredient is listed first, which means that when you read it, and the first ingredient is rice flour, and then cornstarch, and then potato flour, and then xanthan gum, and at the very end, it's zucchini. That's the least amount of product there. Like, and what I think that we have kind of learned in our culture that, or in our society or whatever, sugar is bad, sugar is bad, sugar is bad, right? Well, yeah, but there's different kinds of sugars, and actually, the reason why sugar is bad is because of the reaction, the chemical reaction it has inside of your body and how it affects your insulin levels. What you're actually wanting to avoid is anything that spikes that, because if you don't burn off the energy, which you won't because you're not running away from a lion or hunting down an animal, is it's going to be stored as fat. Dr. Eric Berg talks a lot about visceral fat, which is directly linked to wheat products and soy and corn and those kinds of things, where basically it is a fat that coats your organs. So if you have a layer of tummy fat, I don't care how many sit-ups you do, if it's surrounding your actual stomach and your organ inside of your body, you're not going to lose weight unless you eliminate that from your diet. Also, all of these things cause inflammation. So the potato starches, the rice flours, the tapioca starch, the corn flours, all of those things that they put into these gluten-free products or sugar-free or low-carb actually spike your insulin levels higher than sugar. So you just had a huge, say you have a pasta bowl of gluten-free pasta and it's made from cornstarch. That's like a bowl of sugar. Literally, you just eat a bowl of sugar with like cheese on top or whatever you put on top of it. And so people do these diets and then they can't understand why they gain weight instead of losing it, and that's the reason why. I hate to be the bearer of bad news because I know how convenient those items are. So what I would like to do is give you alternatives to those so that you don't feel so lost and frustrated like you can never eat healthy. If you go into the refrigerated section of your local grocery store, if you have a Kroger, a Pavilions, a Ralph's, HEB, a lot of these places have what is called a zoodles. So it's actually, you know what, I'm going to grab it and show you. Bed Bath & Beyond, you just put your zucchini in and you spiral it around and the noodles come out like this. And you can eat those instead, but they will make it for you on your own. I use squash and zucchini. Most people use what is called zoodles, which is just noodles with a Z for zucchini. A lot of people really, really like those. If you are in a relationship with somebody or in a roommate situation or whatever it is, or even you yourself are like, I don't like that it doesn't taste like pasta. If you read Wheat Belly, which is also written by another fabulous doctor, and I can source these below if you care, but basically, like, it gives wheat, the way that we modified it, gives you a high that's similar to a drug. So they actually put like brain scans of like a heroin addict next to somebody who ate wheat, and it affects your brain in the same way. So essentially, you're like a heroin addict that's eating an alternative and you're not getting your high. So when you go through the phase to get rid of carbs, you're going to have withdrawals. It's literally like something, like, it's crazy to me that you would need to go to literally rehab, like a rehab facility to get off of wheat. So it's not you. You're not a failure. It's not that it's so hard that you could never get a diet and that you crave carbs. Keto is the only diet I've ever been on, and I've tried pretty much all of them, that does not, I don't have any cravings. I don't miss the foods. I've done like the brown rice chicken bullshit diet, or like, I did paleo, but I like cheese. So paleo enthusiasts, you guys are awesome, but I need dairy. And, you know, so what I'm saying is that it actually, you are addicted. So I did what I consider the easy method, which I am coaching on right now, if you are interested in that, and it's 3 days. 3 days of hell. I'm not going to lie. I'm not even going to pretend for a second that's not hell. I had the chills. I had the flu-like symptom. I thought I was going to vomit and barf all the time. Like, I was shaking on the couch. I literally, like, when I look at movies where, like, somebody's going through, like, drug rehab, I literally have those symptoms just from giving up carbs. How nuts is that? Now, there are different kinds of carbs. We eat veggie carbs. So yes, you still need carbohydrates in your life, but they can come from vegetables. They don't have to come from whole wheat. Whole wheat's still bad. Brown rice is still bad. Yes, those things are bad. I know it's crazy, and you're like, you gotta be kidding me. Yes, those things are bad. And your brain health is going to be so much better with fats in your diet, and fats are more satiating. Think about if you ate like a chicken breast versus like a juicy Wiener Schnitzel bratwurst, that's the thing. You eat a bratwurst, you're going to be so much more full from the bratwurst than you are from the chicken breast because there's fat in it. Does that make sense? So that makes me really mad, the pasta industries, and there's no ethical guidelines with the food industry at all. Like, they don't actually care. They just want to make money, and that's so wrong. I find that repugnant. That is disgusting. You're poisoning an entire population so you can have money and buy a boat or do whatever the fuck you want. I'm sorry for my language, but No, like, no, this is wrong. You are giving children poisons and toxins. You are giving their parents. You are causing cancer. You need to like have some kind of ethics in your life to give us food that we need to have that's healthy for us to live good lives. Like, it's just ridiculous. So anyways, the tapioca starches, the corn starches, the flours, those are really, really cheap. So they're charging you a ton of money for these gluten-free things. I'm about to go smack that cat. That's Nibbler. That's not even Hobie this time. To make a bunch of money off of you. And so I know it's frustrating to make your own noodles, and I know it's more expensive, but I promise you it's worth it. As somebody who struggles with chronic anxiety and has to be really careful, I am not a morning person, as you can see. So this is mermaid material. This is from my friend Malcolm, who gave me the best mug ever. And if you know anything about me, I'm obsessed with mermaids before it was cool. Just like I liked Twilight before they ruined it. Anyways, I found that black tea or English breakfast tea has been really, really helpful for me because I can get some caffeine and I can control the amount of that's in it with like a loose leaf and like a little tea ball. It has been really, really helpful instead of having coffee, which can sometimes keep me up to like 9 o'clock at night. It's crazy. Anyways, I'm actually going to open up a can of olives. Olives are a great keto snack and they are great in Mediterranean pastas. So since I live just north of Houston in Texas, in case you don't know where that is, it's hot here. It's humid. I'm from Orange County. I'm from Long Beach, I guess, California. And so the humidity thing is not a thing. And everybody's like, why would you leave California? I'm not a fan of California, so that's why I left. But I would say that the humidity thing, I love. It's made my hair really curly, which has been a fun little experiment and really stressful. And it's also, I don't have like eczema problems or skin issues, and you know, the humidity is great. However, I have found that during the summer months, a lot of the meals that I used to cook when I was in California just aren't practical here. It's too hot. Even if you're inside and you go outside just for a little bit to walk your dogs and stuff, or go swimming on the lake because we have a lake house, it's really not practical to like, I don't know, James can eat chili in the middle of July. I'm like, ugh, I don't want to eat that. I mean, if it's 4th of July, yeah, we had some awesome chili, which I will link above. But that's just not who I am. Right now, I can hear the sizzling behind me, so I do multitask, so I'm going to go check my chunks of zucchini. I feel like I've been wanting to say this kind of stuff to y'all for a long time, but I don't have time. I feel like that's kind of everybody's complaint, and so it's just easier for me to talk to you while I'm cooking and to kind of explain it. If you're asking why I'm doing this, the zucchini chunks are the most dense part of the meal, which means they will take the longest to cook, so they need to go in first, and then you slowly add the other items. I did put in minced garlic prior to everything else, and I have it on super, super low, so I can take my time cutting the other ingredients while it's cooking, and it's not going to risk burning. I have a nasty habit of like burning things to pans, like all the time, and so this has been a nice little trick for me because I walk away, I have to go to the bathroom, I watch TV, I do whatever, and I just don't have the attention span to like just stare at the food the whole time. That's just not who I am. So instead of like fighting that and trying to force it, I'm just trying to be like, okay, this is who Brienne is, and Brienne needs to just cook it on low. So I was saying about the olives is a nice snack for keto. I don't know what I was rambling about. This is me on tangents. This is real life. So one of the things I would say too about just life in general and all of this stuff is that it's a process. It's going to take some time for people to adjust to this diet, and then once you get used to it, you don't even think about it anymore. You just kind of live your life and you kind of do your thing. And I again stay away from a lot of social media and a lot of companies just because I get really frustrated with the lies that they tell about what is healthy for you and what isn't, and I really dislike fad diets. So I'm obsessed with keto, but I dislike that it's a fad because it just seems to attract an interesting kind of populace that is looking for self-esteem in food instead of just looking to enjoy themselves. And people like to say they're on keto just because it sounds cool instead of actually being on keto, and they don't really understand it. So for example, rice is not a keto food. Neither are potatoes, neither is corn. These are not items that you can have. Corn flour, starches, those are not things that we eat. So like potato chips are not a thing. All right, so I'm going to take this little bit of red onions and go put it over here. The original recipe calls for scallions, but I like the flavor of red onion better, and I have a ton left over from the epic amount of Greek salad. And that's what I was talking about, that we're going to do Greek foods because it's really, really hot in Houston and in this area, and it's humid, and I love being outside in our screen house, which protects us from the bugs, and we can just look at the lake, and it's just, I just love summer. So in order to do that, though, we need to have meals that I can cook that I like, and I was like, Mediterranean food. That is the easiest transition to keto ever. Because they're high-fat foods, high-fat meats, and a lot of vegetables, which is where your carbs come from. And so you're going to have great protein sources, you're going to have great fat sources, and you're going to have great veggie sources, which is the three trifecta of amazing ketogenic diet. It has nothing to do with carbs. So when you think of your plate that you made, like as a kid, where like you have the carbs, and then you have the protein, and then you have the veggies, your meat source is going to be larger, and then you have it's cooked in fats, and then you're going to have your veggie source. So you're going to have like two things on your plate, and then, which might seem really strange. So if you need to have like that third option at first, just get a fat snack. So I hope that helps, because if you're doing keto, it's supposed to be fats is your main source. Like if you're on a pyramid, like the bottom layer of the pyramid is fats, and then it's protein, and then it's veggie carbs at the top. So like it's just three categories only, which actually makes your diet so much more simple, right? But that's not going to work for everybody. So you got to learn how your body feels, and that's what's so great about this diet and so great about this lifestyle, is that you have to pay attention to yourself and actually see what feels good. So yesterday, my brother just turned 21 over the weekend. Happy 21st, baby bro. And we went out to get his first like legal drink at like this place on the lake, and I decided to have like a fried popper. I love poppers, and it was delicious, and I immediately had a stomachache. And because I ate wheat most of my life, I just had a stomachache all the time and had low energy because of the chronic inflammation. I could never get six-pack abs. I could never get that little pooch to go. It was just always there, and it's because it was inflammation. So I can now recognize, because I haven't eaten it in so long, that that's bad. Looking into starting something, one of my most common questions I have from clients, from people who just want to talk to me, most people don't want to pay for coaching, which is fine. I'm not going to take that personally. If you just want to be able to do your own research and be able to do the diet for yourself just because you want to take care of it yourself and try it yourself, that is fine. I'm going to give you the tools so that you can figure it out on your own. And I think if you were to look into the Mediterranean diet, that would be really helpful. And it works for people that have lactose sensitivities, because I feel like their diets don't have as much dairy in them. And I was thinking about it in Greece. Greece must be like a really hot, warm place, and they live near the water and stuff. So of course it makes sense that it would be like food that I'd want to do. So that's my summer mission, is to take care of that. And I've already started cooking that way. It's just sometimes it's really hard to get a video up. So I do have a website now with a lot of my recipes, because the videos are the hardest part to do. And you can just go to my website and you can just get the pantry list and get started on it. If you want to do the rip it off the Band-Aid, like I did, where for 3 days I just didn't eat carbs and I just had withdrawals, I did it on a 3-day weekend from work. That's a really excellent opportunity to just literally purge your entire, like, get rid of it, take it to the food donation, throw it in the trash. I don't care what you do with it, because you shouldn't poison anybody with that crap in your pantry. Eliminate it all and just buy the new stuff. It's going to be expensive if you do it that way, but you could also just wait until one item runs out and then go to the pantry list and buy the replacement for that exact item. So like, so you have flour and you run out, although I would throw that away. You could buy coconut flour, almond flour. See what I'm saying? Add the tomatoes and the olives. I don't even know if you want to look at my face, but things I do in the kitchen to make my life easier that I never want to put on YouTube, because I'm like, I'm not a professional chef. I did not go to school. I'm just somebody trying to eat healthy because I have anxiety and will try to apply it to my family, and I want to take care of myself. And I used to be a teacher. I worked with kids for 10 years, and so teaching is just my passion, and that's what I want to share. But I don't want anybody to think that this is like what they recommend at like chef school. Anyways, green peppers were going bad in our fridge. We had too many. James made fajita mix, but I like this pasta mix better. And so I took the fajita ones that there was too much green onion or green pepper, and I'm literally going to rinse the taco stuff off and then chop it up so that I can have it in my... You guys are going to think I'm crazy, but this is real life. So I'm going to rinse this off, and hopefully the taco seasoning from this does not end up in my Mediterranean pasta. To show you how awesome it looks, and we're going to top it off with some feta cheese and some pre-made shrimp and some zoodles. That was heavy. So we get organic feta from... That just happened. See, real life! You know, maybe at one point, like when I get to like 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to do a live YouTube post, so you're like hanging out with me in real time. I'm just way too nervous to do that right now. So anyways, that just leaked everywhere. This is from... I'm going to take the lid off and show you. See, I can be smart. Organic feta, and this is a huge box from Costco, which is kind of the reason why everything was going bad, because we were obsessed with Greek salads. But if you do have colitis issues, diarrhea issues, or digestive problems, a lot of raw veggies can be really difficult for you to process and digest. So I wasn't able to eat the salads and help James anymore, and he was oversaturated. like oba saturated. And I made the other day. I'm actually going to rinse this off too because it has other seasonings. And then I already pre-made my zoodles. This is not something where you can like make it at the same time. So just like if you're making regular pasta and you would boil it in a pan on the side of whatever you're cooking, you're just going to have a pan of hot oil and you're going to put this in there until it's like al dente, which is slightly hard and not cooked all the way through. I don't like rubbery noodles, but honestly that's a personal preference, so do whatever you want. Typically used in shrimp scampi. There is a, like you can buy like little teeny tiny baby shrimps that are about, like the shrimp is actually the size that I'm cutting these to right now. But because we ate most of this for his birthday, we had steak and shrimp. That's my brother, John Paul, I keep talking about. He lives with us. We live with him. We live together. So we made these and the shrimp just came out kind of funky. Normally it comes out really good. I have an awesome shrimp scampi recipe, which is one of my most popular videos, which I'll link probably somewhere. And anyways, it just wasn't doing it for us. So I was like, I'll just make it into a pasta. I love this pasta. I'm obsessed with it. So, and I can link the blogger that I've been getting a lot of my inspiration from. I just tend to do substitutions of whatever their genuine recipe costs. So I did chop it up into little pieces to make it have that heartier, more dense feeling. I do wear an apron because I make a mess. And I do have this, and I always wear my hair up because we have discovered that my hair ends up in the food, like all the time. Been obsessed with like herbs and spices, and so I finally was able to make my own little mini garden, and I'm so proud of it. So I have fresh basil. It smells so good. And you just kind of peel it off of the plant. Fresh basil is not going to be as potent as dried, as is any spice, which is completely okay with me because sometimes I just supplement it, but something about growing your own. I grew these from organic seeds. I grew that. I used to have brown thumb. It's alive. Thank you to my grandma and my Aunt Holly and my Aunt Sherry for teaching me, and for Mo and Wade, who I worked for at a farmer's market, and Stan, who taught me things because I just thought it was so cool. Anyways, I was able to grow them. It was amazing. And there's just such a sense of appreciation for the world, appreciation for the steps that the people that do grow this go through to make these items. And it's an experience, and you're burning calories, and you're outside in the sun, which is good for you. And it's just, I don't know how to explain it, but the physical act of growing your own food and then eating it and being able to serve the ones that you love is out of this world. Spices. I built my own spice rack. So proud. Organic parsley. I really love these containers. They have a metal lid. They're environmentally friendly. They do have a little bit of plastic on the inside, but it's so easy to, and it's great. I love the way it feels. Something about it is awesome. But I want to show you my salt. So, this is my salt. It is huge. I have it I got it from Amazon or from Costco. My Aunt Sherry, who was a professional chef, did leave her salt out in a little bowl, and then she'd just like pinch it, and like it was like the coolest thing to watch. It's too humid here. We do not have good enough ceiling in our old 70s style condo or townhome. It would just get hard as rock. So I leave it in the container, and then I sprinkle it on top. Put up. I'm getting tired. I'm gonna go sit on the couch, watch some TV, enjoy my tea, and just kind of chillax for a bit. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you want more of these like talk through kind of myth busting videos to help you through your keto journey, your paleo journey, or sugar-free diabetic, whatever it is that you got going on. Subscribe below if you haven't already and join the team. And let me know if you have any questions. I mean, it was a pleasure being here. I had a lot of fun shooting this. It was very relaxed and chill and just really real. This is me in my kitchen. Have a good one, guys. See you next time.